Welcome back to Hotspot, everybody. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and KUM TV 8. Thank you so much for tuning in, because one of my favorite organizations on the island is Special Olympics Guam. They do so much wonderful work. Myself and the members of the KUM Care Forces have been very, very pleased and privileged to be offering our time to be volunteers. And Chairman of the Board of Special Olympics Guam, Camilo Lorenzo, is here. Good to see you again, man.
Thanks, Jason.
Finally in person after 2 years.
Yeah, man. Finally getting out there.
Yeah, and so that is appropriately what we're talking about, because Special Olympics competition has continued now. We know from during the pandemic, and there were a couple other events that got you guys added to your roster, right?
Yeah. So like you said, we suspended our sporting events since 2019. We're finally getting back to play this year. We're only going to do 3 out of our 6 events. This year we just finished our badminton event last week, Saturday.
Which is one of the new ones, right?
Which is one of the new ones that we've added in 2018. It was pretty good. We didn't have as much as our athletes and parents are getting comfortable with back to play. So we're trying to push our athletes to come out, encourage volunteers to come out as well. It was very successful. We had Ray Wang, who owns the gym, the Guam National or the Guam Badminton gym, and we had the Guam National Badminton Federation, Sandra Lowe. Sandra Lowe and Sinardi Lee help us coach our athletes and get them prepared for the exhibition we had over this past Saturday. It was very good, well attended. It has a good feeling when you see people in person rather than virtual, because we were having virtual things during the pandemic, and it doesn't have that face-to-face feeling.
And the competition too is, I mean, look at these wonderful images we've got up on screen, guys. It's you can just feel the love there. There's so much that goes into planning these kind of things, Camilo. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. Like you said, the generosity of volunteers really makes it happen. So how is putting this year together? What kind of a challenge was that?
Well, putting this year into perspective was a very, very challenging process. Not a lot of the family members were comfortable sending their athletes, only because our athletes are a little bit more prone to lesser recovery. I guess their immune systems be weaker than normal people, I guess. And I don't want to misinterpret that in any way, demeaning any of our athletes, but that's a challenge, right? So we had some schools, the LOG, they brought their students, they volunteered and helped us with the athletes that came out. We had some students from Father Duenas help volunteer, and then of course we had the Guam National Badminton Federation's athletes help us coach our athletes. So putting it together was timing. We had practices Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 7. It was challenging getting the athletes there, getting them completed and getting them out. And overall, it's just communication and getting that confidence for the kids to come back out and play.
Now, of course, you said it's not the full range of 6 events that you would normally have, and I know in the time that we've covered, the track and field events are always amazing, but softball is one of the new sports that you've introduced, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So
how has that been received?
So softball is the next event. So we're holding 3 events this year, each trimester. So the first one was badminton. We're finished with that. We're heading into softball. Softball is going to begin May 28th. We're going to have 9 practices on a Saturday before our final event. That is going to commence on May 28th. We're reaching out to our athletes who are listening and volunteers to come out. If they need to contact somebody, you can contact myself, and I can give you the proper information to be a part of our event. My number is 671-483-1945. Our third trimester is going to be soccer, and that is a partnership with Guam Football Association.
Very nice.
They're our venue, and they're an amazing partner. That's going to be in the latter part of this year, in the fall, around November, and that will be our last sport for this year. Next year, we're going to try and push all 6 events.
Okay, and what are the other 3 events for people that don't know that you would normally have?
So first quarter, or the first event, is our track and field. Then we head into our swimming, aquatics, and then our bowling, softball, soccer, and that's the 5 events, and badminton.
And badminton, too.
Badminton. So that all falls in the year. We kind of time it in the proper timing of the year. Swimming has been our challenge, aquatics. Again, pulls down, and we're looking for a new venue, and we're hoping that the government tries and fix up, the DPW fix up that pool so that we can host. There's a lot of athletes that only participate in aquatics because of their state, and we haven't done that for a while, and I really would like to get that back into
That's a fantastic opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah. How many Special Olympians are there, Camilo, like on the island, and how many do you normally see come out?
So our athletes range from 8 to however old, 70 years old. There's some that are already 70. There are over 500 athletes on Guam that are constantly
That participate in Special Olympics.
Track
That
and
is
field,
amazing.
you will see all of them, majority of all of them, but not all of them participate in each sport. They all have their limitations or their favorite sports to compete in, but there's about 500 athletes.
And I know so much of what you do is, I mean, I know it's not a parade of nations, but like the opening parade when we start, you know, like the track and field event, we've covered that and we've live streamed it so many times. The schools are represented, the villages are represented, or even, you know,
elementary schools.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How is the participation like right now with schools? Because, you know, schools is still kind of a weird issue. Can athletes still come out and represent their schools or their villages, their church?
We're
perhaps?
not at that point yet.
Okay.
We do have a unified partnership, so we can have unified athletes come in and participate with the athletes as a unified partner. So like you and I can participate, one of our favorite athletes or our friends who are athletes. We can do that. So if students want to reach out, they can reach out to us and we can see how we can fit them in participation. They'll be paired with an athlete and they'll be there to assist them with the sporting event. But then again, schools, if you read the newspaper, right, kids going back to school too is another obstacle, right? So we're getting back into a normal economy, and I hope that pushes forward and we begin to see an actual activity around our environment and economy, which will lead to more sporting events, more participation.
Okay, so again, so we know how to contact you if people would like to volunteer. I mean, it is service learning, but it's also, it's going to make you feel good as a human being. So please, everyone, volunteer. You will love it. I mean, it's some of the best memories we've had here. I remember taking part in the opening, the walk around the track, and I actually got to hold the Olympic flame with a Special Olympian and everything like that. It's an incredible experience.
And it feels good, right? You have that environment around you with all positive thinking and all pushing athletes to do better.
And these athletes are locked in. They're like, okay, well, we know we have to do this, and, you know, they're waving to their family and friends, but they're like, you know, I've got a sport to compete in too.
If I may,
Sure.
I do have one sporting event that happens annually that is related to the law enforcement agencies. It's called Haagen Games. It's going to happen this upcoming month, May 22nd at GFA. GFA has given us the venue. The law enforcement agencies are coordinating it. It's going to be a day for our special athletes to go out and do a kickball, kind of a kickball exhibition or tournament, and have them paired with each law enforcement agency, and they kind of compete. And then they also kind of demonstrate their agency. So like GFD will show their fire truck and stuff. And
Very
have the
cool.
athletes participate.
You could be paired with a police officer, a
Exactly.
fireman, a marshal, maybe.
And it's life skills, right? We know who to go to when we need help.
Exactly.
We feel comfortable with these people. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, they've got your back. You've got their back too.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Camilo, thanks for some of your time. I mean, I know this has been a long time coming. A lot of work went into this, and we are really big fans of yours. And we at the KUM Care Force, we always want to do whatever we can to help out with Special Olympics Guam.
I appreciate it, Jason. Thank you.
All right. Thank you and good luck. All right. Please stay tuned, everybody, because the Hotspot will continue. More show right after this.